Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. All of the subscribers that have been here with me from the beginning, all of the subscribers that are just subscribing to the channel. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much as I work hard to bring you good content and honest content, okay? And over here, if we don't know, I'm going to say, I don't know, okay? Um, but definitely honest content and even just commentating. Um, we're real grown folks over here. So a lot of times we kind of just discuss the topics that are in the news, okay? And it's always good to have discussions, and get different people's point of views. I love it so much to be able to talk to intelligent people that are not abrasive and trolling and crazy. We just block the trolls anyways because we know that you know before I get into my subject, I have to say this. You know, before I got back on YouTube, I just didn't know that I've dealt with a whole lot of different people because I had worked for the police department forever. So I know it's a lot of different, I've seen a lot of different spirits, right? And I know how crazy people can be, but I just didn't know how I knew it was fueled by drugs a lot of times when people are in and out of jail. But I guess it's a lot of different kind of drugs now. People are on pills, they get crackheads and shit. They junkies, and they don't consider themselves that, and that's very scary because when you don't know that you are a junkie, you really can't get any help because you're in denial. Okay, so a lot of that is going on here. When people, and when I say that, I'm talking about people that get on here, they get high, they start trolling. Some people get paid to troll. Trolling is a job on YouTube. I guess they pay them $5 a person that they troll, and then some people are so pathetic they do it for free too. I don't know which is worse, being paid to do it or doing it for free. I think they're standing neck and neck because it's just some things that money shouldn't get you to do. Okay, but I guess if money don't get them to do it, drugs getting the being drug fueled is getting them to do it. So that's why I say we have to pray. We have to pray for everybody, even the trolls. Okay. But anyways, I wanted to talk about Memphis Madness. Okay. And I was going to talk about it yesterday, but I kind of got into another subject as it relates to rap. But I was looking at some stuff on the internet this morning. Um, And what prompted me to do this video is that I was looking at a robbery, okay? And there's been a lot of robberies happening in the Memphis area, probably in a whole lot of areas in different states and cities. Poverty ignites crime. And I see more and more people are, even though they're saying that there are jobs in the plenty, and I see, people hiring all the time. There are a lot of people that's on drugs, and hey, it's the truth. There are a lot of people on drugs. Now, I know I throw a little salt out there when I say junkies or whatever. I'm doing that at the trolls, okay? Because they are different kind. Not at those that are on drugs and truly because just because you're a drug addict, it does not mean that you are a bad person, especially if you're not doing anything to other people. Some of the stuff that these people do when they get desperate for drugs, it's just because of their habit, and unfortunately it causes them to do heinous things. But getting on the internet trolling and hacking and and all of that type of stuff, getting on other folks pages and um getting mad, wanting to plan hits with some of these rappers that have hired you because you don't want somebody talking about certain things. That's something different. You a damn fucking crackhead anyways, you bitch nigga. But at the same time, okay, it's still something different. It's that comes with a lot of jealousy and being disgusting and just a pathetic person anyways. Okay. But there are some people who have had hard lives, and unfortunately they get on drugs and they just don't know how to come back around. I see how drugs have a different effect on a different people, and that's why when I see people doing like heinous evil stuff, because you know, I go, it had to have just been in them, because I've seen people that was on drugs and you can't get them to do certain things. Okay, you can't get them to do it. You just can't. No, I can't kill that lady. No, I can't rape that baby. No, I can't do that. And they've been a drug addict their whole life. So when you start seeing people do certain things, I think those drugs give them the courage to do what was already on the inside of them. Okay. That's what I think. Just like they say people have liquid courage when they get drunk, they start doing certain things. It's a demon, it's a spirit, but I think what that spirit do, that spirit attaches, liking things kind of attach, and people start dealing with all of these. I believe in the spiritual world, all these demonic forces and things of that nature. That's why they say you should not consult really with the dead, because you don't really know who your ancestors were. You don't really know what they was into. I'm talking about all of them. When you start consulting with the dead, all these familiar spirits kind of attach to what's like them. Okay. Ain't no perverted spirit, ain't no spirit of molestation gonna come and attach to me, because they already know that it ain't nothing on the inside of me. Okay. That's going to allow it to attach to me. There is nothing that lies dormant on the inside of me that's going to be enticed. Okay. All right. So I always say liking spirits kind of attach, but there's a lot of madness going on in Memphis. Okay. It's a lot of madness going on everywhere. Now, if you talk to a lot of other people, they'll go, but T, it's happening here where I'm at. But T, it's happening everywhere. And I believe that. I believe that, because as I was saying, poverty ignites crime. And now we have all kinds of, they've dropped. I remember when the crack epidemic hit. Okay, I was still young, but when I started to understand it and see the effects of it, I had some family members who who ended up getting addicted to crack. I'm talking about like cousins and stuff, and I watched them. Some of them be like really good-looking young men and women, and they got hooked. When they got off of it, they was like, I tried it one time and I was hooked. And people's like, well, what made you hook? I don't know. It was just that feeling. And I kept doing it, trying to get that same feeling again. You always search for that first high. Okay. That's what they say. Okay. And so when people started to, with the crack epidemic, I believe that it was brought in, crack was dropped into the communities to destroy the Black families. As I said, I know they had cocaine and PCP and stuff back then. They had grass. That's what they call it. Weed, grass. That's when it was truly grass. It was truly a herb, probably in the 70s on up, maybe in the 80s. But because it even smelled different. I don't know when the hell they smoking on now. It's legal. The government made it legal, so damn well it ain't nothing good for your body. It ain't no herb. It's a chemical. That's why when you see some people smoking this weed, their eyes and shit start looking different. They eyes look zombified. Anything that the government has fought against, now when they was fighting against it and putting you in jail and stuff like that for having weed, it was probably a herb then that could probably, like when Bob Marley and them was fighting for weed to be legal, it was truly grass. It was truly a herb, because it was a healing component. Okay, it was a healing component. But now that they've made it legal and they're growing it into laboratories, why in the hell anybody would think something being grown in a laboratory is organic? Okay. So I think that whatever it has in it, it gives you that, it messes with your brain and gives you that addictive type. It helps because we're chemical beings. These scientists have been doing a number on us. So they know, I'm sure they got it really perfected now. If we mix this and this together, it will give them that addictive type of personality or something like that. That's why when you see people smoking weed now, they start sprinkling fentanyl and this and that on it. They want something that's going to really get them stoned. It's like nothing is ever enough. Okay. And I think it's a shame because I remember when, I had family members like cousins and stuff that had tried crack and they ended up getting addicted like in the early 90s, but came around like the 2000s. People started with the prayers and stuff of my aunts and things of that nature. They was able to get off of it without going to rehab. They truly started turning their lives around, and all it took was a made up mind and going, started going to church, started praying. I got a cousin now, I remember, he was like 10 years older than me. He ended up getting on crack. Okay, but my aunt and stuff kept praying and things of that nature. And I'll say around the early 2000s, he turned he turned his life around. He got a wife. He's working. They got a beautiful home. I mean, just really completely turned his life around. And that is what was happening during the crack era. Although you saw it tear up a lot of families, and there are still some people that's on it. Okay, and it's because they don't want to kick the habit. But a lot of people, there was a really good turnover rate. And I think what happened was the evil beings that ended up putting that in our community saw how, even though they tore up the Black community starting in the mid 80s all the way on up, they knew, well, crack, even though crack had a hold on people, there was a recovery rate. And so now what they're doing is they're putting all kinds of drugs in the community, like heroin pills and fentanyl, which is horse tranquilizer, people drinking on lean, which is liquid heroin. I mean, it's got them stoned out of their mind, and they don't ever want it to be in a recuperation. Okay, so when they are on these drugs and things of that nature, they're doing it, they get so zombified, they're doing such heinous stuff that hell, when they do start the detox, like what straight dropping them was doing, and the people of that nature, when they do start detoxing, they in jail some damn well for the rest of their life. Okay, because they've done such a heinous crime. All right, so these drugs now got our community extremely zombified. And so I was talking to my mother the other day, and she was like, I was looking at, there was a robbery, I believe she said, out on Germantown Parkway, which is, it used to be an exclusive area. Okay. It really used to be an exclusive area. And it's still, for the most part, pretty nice. She said, but the woman said that a man pulled up to her while she was at the red light and put a gun on her and made her get out of her car. And he jumped out on her, and it was a woman driver. She said it's a shame that these girls are doing anything, but that's because they're weak minded, because they on whatever these men doing, they own it too. So it's zombifying both, right? So it leads me to, I was up with my little juicy fruit, okay, before we go head over to the office. And we've been up, child. She done been here since 6, but she's asleep. And so I was looking at the news, okay? And I think it's a sad thing because Midtown Memphis is one of those. I love Midtown Memphis. I love the Midtown area. It's really a nice area, especially around Overton Square and things of that nature. That's where, if you all remember, the lady, the billionaires that went missing, that's kind of like around the area that she was living in. And although you see in like on down a little bit at those little gas stations, they rinky dink, okay. But Midtown is like where I'm getting ready to show you all this clip. It's right down the street from 201 Poplar. Like it's right there by the police station, right? The police is always riding in those areas. You're always seeing them at those gas stations because it's right there around the police station. And it's so sad. People are so messed up that I think, well, I know that people just they don't care anymore. But let me show you all this.
Minutes after sunup Sunday morning, crime scene tape was going up at this corner store in the heart of Midtown.
The area is a great area. It's next to the Evergreen Historic District, and it's in the middle of Midtown. It's across from Overton Park.
Where park goers out for a morning run or walk were confused as to why several officers were coming and going at the corner store here at Poplar Avenue and North Tucker Street. A neighbor we spoke with says seeing this really caught him off guard, with one major concern as he was passing by.
I just hope everyone's all right.
Fortunately, that is the case, according to police. The man we spoke with, under the condition he remain anonymous, reiterated the matter of greatest importance was if the clerk, often behind the counter at the corner store, was safe and sound.
We have a good relationship with him. He's really nice, and the people here are great.
It was just after 8 a.m., police are telling us, when they responded to a holdup carried out by a pair of hoodie-wearing, gun-toting robbers. Memphis police spending hours investigating this robbery. What we have learned from detectives, they are looking for two people, a man and woman. Both are said to have been armed, both using the same getaway car in order to escape. Investigators are now working to track down the black Nissan with tinted windows the pair made off in. While this stands as a harsh reminder for some, crime can happen anywhere and at any time. Reporting in Midtown,
We're just concerned.
Jarita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
Okay, now messing around in that area, especially around Overton Crossing with all of those rich judges and things of that nature lives, and those are those rich business owners. They're gonna do something about that. They are. Overton Square Park. Hey, they gonna make sure them folks that be at that park gonna be up in there peaceful. Although they meet up and do their thing. I never understood how they was able to get away with it, but those are, I guess they look at them as being, and they give them tickets. Okay, they gives them tickets instead of taking them to jail for what those people do in their park, that Overton Square Park, and those from Memphis know what I'm talking about. But they gonna let whatever they do, they gonna make sure, because that's their exclusive park. They gonna make sure they do it in peace, even though whatever they doing, it's indecent. It will be considered indecent exposure or whatever. They gonna make sure that they do it in peace. Okay, so we already know it's gonna be more police officers, and that they've gotten desperate, because one thing then they're cracked out or fentanyl out or whatever it is, because there's certain areas that even the robbers wouldn't mess with. That's how you know that these drugs got them extremely barbaric, in which they should not be messing with anybody in any neighborhood. I don't really care what their economic status is. And I think that the police should be patrolling in every neighborhood, right? And making sure that every area is protected. But there has been a lot of Memphis Madness. I think it has been boiling over. It was already building up, okay? But it seems like since this young dog situation has happened, it has been boiling over. And it's one thing one thing that I feel like a lot of these politicians are not dealing with for some reason. I know some people got on my page because they gets mad at me when I say, I have credible sources. I mean, I would consider somebody that knows, that's in the end as it relates to an investigation, a damn credible source, not a sucker on the internet that don't. Okay. And that is directed at the person that got on my page this morning. I blocked them. They're just gonna make another page because it'd be other, YouTubers. They cowards. Why don't you come over here on your real page and say something? Why are you making fake pages? That lets me know right there is something wrong with you. I'm not gonna make fake pages and go and comment on other people's pages. Ain't nobody gonna send me out to go comment on nobody's page because I don't give a damn whether it's a lie or not. I don't have mental illnesses. Okay, I don't. But before people start saying, well, it's the police, this is that when I say that a lot of these politicians are corrupt. Yeah, because the police ain't no politicians. Let's get that straight. They're not politicians. They are law enforcement officers. Okay. So I just want to put that into the atmosphere. Politicians are the city councils and the mayors and um the county commissioners and even the judges, because they have to run for office that would make them politicians, right? And other people, okay, the elected officials. I don't feel like that they're dealing with it the way that they should, right? And so what's going to have to happen is, instead of helping to put drugs into the community, that's what's going to have to be dealt with, because these drugs are mentally messing up people. They got them. They trying them now with the look at what they're trying, horse tranquilizer and stuff like that. I mean, it is completely messing up. It's frying their brain instantly. So after about one or two times, they ain't right no more ever. Okay. And if they was already a little off, it just goes ahead and take them on over the edge. These people are so low down that it don't make no sense. And I think it was already on the inside of them. But these drugs is really bringing out some kind of animalistic, unrealistic, sadistic thing in people, and it's got to be dealt with. It's got to be dealt with in our community. And I know I titled this Memphis Madness, but it's madness everywhere. And it's going to have to be the drugs that's dealt with. And then you're going to have to get better politicians in place. Okay? Because poverty ignites crime. If we continuously have the same politicians that ain't doing a damn thing about the poverty, crime is going to continuously rise. If we don't get politicians that are helping to truly put proactive programs into place that's going to help with the drug addictions and work to get these drugs off of the streets, wherever it's coming from, because when you're dealing with drug dealers, that's like scratching the surface. I'm talking about whoever the plug is, wherever the drugs is coming from, and with the little dudes you see on the street ain't the problem, because they just getting their hands on it. Who is delivering it to them? How are they getting it? The person that gave it to them, how did they get it? Their plug, because it goes past the plug. Who gave it to the damn plug? Because that's the problem. That's the problem right there. The little people that they putting in jail, that's the reason why there is no resolution, because, and they know it, they ain't getting the right people. So there has been a lot of Memphis Madness, but there has to be more prayer, but there has to be actions. I always say faith without works is dead. I hate to hear people say, well, I'm just going my faith, I just bow my head and get on my knees. And I tell them, I say, yeah, that's good to pray, because I'm a praying person too. But faith without works is dead. Because if you get on your knees and pray and you get up and don't do a damn thing, all you gonna have is some busted up bloody knees. I always say it. You stand on your knees all the time and you ain't putting no actions behind it. Okay? I say it all the time, even with anybody, yeah, but faith without works is dead. That's the word too. You're going to have to put some actions behind it. You're going to have to do what's necessary, and I understand that a lot of our people don't know what to do. A lot of our people don't know what to do, and it's sad when we get people that. That's why I really, really, really have a lot of respect for Cold Figure, because when you get a bit, and they done tried to mess with his platform, but once you get a big platform, instead of selling out and secretly putting shit into the atmosphere because these damn record labels paying you to do it, if God has given you the media, why don't you do what's right? That's how you know a lot of people are not going to be around long. Because he says, when I get them back, you're going to see me get them back. It only goes on for so long. A lot of these people doing the exact same bullshit that the main media is doing. So a lot of these artists have now started paying YouTubers to mislead, just like they've been paying these main medias for the longest. And before people get up and say, but you love them police don't pay me shit. I got sense enough to know the truth. I call stuff out because I makes my own money. Don't nobody pay me nothing. YouTube don't even pay me enough, fuck niggas that's scared that I'm making some money. I ain't never seen a bunch of people so scared that's actually on here and got 2 and 3 motherfucking pages because it's them. Because they feel like they supposed to make all the money. That somebody else, especially a woman, is making some money. Kiss my ass, eat all the shit out of it. Okay? Because I know it's other YouTubers that's doing it. But there has to be, okay. And y'all excuse my French, but I'm feeling some type of way because I get so sick of these Negroes making these fake ass pages coming into my comments, and I probably shouldn't say that, but because I'm not gonna address them ever again, we're just gonna block them. You blocked. I'm not gonna give you my energy because some people are obsessed with you anyways. They want your attention by any means necessary. So you have to be careful because it's a lot of obsessive folks up on here. It bothers them that, number one, I don't need YouTube. Number two, I ain't studying them. And when they already have obsessive personalities and they feel that everything is supposed to be for them and their family, especially not a black wench, and I'm already using these crackhead Negroes that's on here, some of them, she's a problem. She's the good Negro. She ain't on no drugs, so she her brain is not fried. She's a logical thinker. We can't manipulate that Negro. So we gotta send the black no good motherfuckers out to mess with her. And when something happens like it has, them niggers gonna go to jail because we had our hands. Okay, or so they think. Okay, but it's sad what is going on. And it's happening, like I said, everywhere, but there's a lot of madness in Memphis, y'all. That's why I always say, pray for Memphis. Pray for Memphis. Pray for other states. Pray for Chicago. Pray for Dallas. Pray for Houston. Pray for all of them because the prayers of the righteous avail much. It do. I don't care how you cuss, because one thing about people, when they want to discredit you, they'll say, but she just cussed us out and she told us to pray. Did I tell you anything wrong? I ain't cuss you out and then tell you go kill somebody. People respect that more. Okay? Go pray. Go get on your knees and pray. And then when you get up off your knees, put some work behind it. Start listening to people like Co-Figure and people that can show you what to do to get an action going, because that's what the people, the evil men that sit in the back rooms and plan and plot this stuff, they're afraid of that. As long as they can get us emotional to get up and riot and go kick out windows and go burn up stores in your own damn neighborhood and shit, they love that. Because when you get through burning up all the stores, I never understood that rioting and looting. When something happens to a black person, it's another way to handle that. The way to handle it, they don't ever want us to handle it. And that is to organize. Start removing judges that let these people go and things of that nature, getting out voting and things of that nature. Really put in some strong leaders and backing them and not selling out for a damn. quarter. And I'm gonna tell you why these folks are so comfortable with selling out, because it seems to me it has happened from the very beginning with a lot of Black people. It's so easy for a lot of our people to sell out for a dime. Even with the leaders back in the day, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and leaders like that, people sold out. And you know why? Because there was no repercussions. See, I always say, instead of killing somebody like Dolph because you jealous, there should have been repercussions for that. You don't take out no leader that's teaching the recipe, nigga. You're going to have to come back to the community and we're going to serve you up. You're not taking out no leaders. You're not killing no women and children and getting away with it. There are repercussions. That's how you make people act right. Instead, people in our community is so damaged, okay, that they are happy. They was just too uppity. They thought they was getting all that attention. Yeah, but they was teaching you how to get out. They was teaching you the recipe. Yeah, but while they was teaching me the recipe, people was glorifying them. That's how sick our people have gotten. That's the reason why our people are in the condition that they are in. We gonna stop her from talking, man. Man, I tell you what, why don't you just go and take a hit, man, and you'll be the #1 person on YouTube, and these folks go for it. Our people need some repair, but there has to be some repercussions. You ain't taking out no leader and getting away with it. You're not. But people are so damaged, they'll start looking at, well, they took him out, but he had that big old house. He was driving all them cars. He ain't gonna be able to drive them cars no more. You sure can't take it with you. Our folks need some help. You don't see it happening in other communities because it's gonna be some repercussions. Anybody that's helping their community, they don't give a damn about them getting no type of attention. See, Black people like attention. They're gonna help them to rise, because guess what? You helping my generation. Because it's about creating generational wealth. Not in our community. That spirit of jealousy is keeping our people left behind. Okay? It is. And we got to start putting some works behind that faith. And if you ain't got no faith, get you some faith. And then put some works behind it. Okay? Anyways, you guys, I know I talked about 2-3 different subjects, but I just had a lot on my chest that I wanted to get out. Okay. But please like, share, and subscribe. As I said, I want you guys to know that I really appreciate you. And I don't be talking at my subscribers, because my subscribers rock. When you hear me talking about somebody, it's these folks making these fake pages that's coming over here trying to mess with me. But I won't be giving them my energy and attention anymore, because they're sick. The police is already giving them their attention. They just don't know it. A lot of them, they don't think that they are, but they are, because of the stuff that they've been doing. It ain't just to me. Okay. Anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know that I love you. I want you to have a safe day. Always put God first. Ask God to go before you. Have some faith, but put some works behind it. Okay. Make a difference in somebody else's life, because it's not just about me and mine. It's about you're supposed to worry about you and yours, but we're put here to help other people also, and do that as God leads you. Okay, start opening your hands up and giving some, because when you do that, you're in a position for God to you're in the position to receive. Okay. A lot of people are very, very selfish, and they keep their fists closed all the time because they want everything for themselves. You can let me have this. It ain't about you. Okay. It ain't always about you. Start helping somebody else. Everybody isn't bad. Start helping them. Change your ways and watch and see, don't God change your life. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.